And I guess that's the thing. There's a feel of powerlessness here to all of this. You know, I look at what it's done to just the industry that I'm in, the industry you and I are in the world of media and journalism. You know, Facebook essentially changed the incentive structure, and particularly for smaller news outlets, they had no choice but to essentially follow the Facebook algorithm in order to maintain traffic,
right,
which created this death spiral of news consumption.
Yeah, I think one of the interesting is a lot of tech people are like, you're just mad at us because we ruined your business. I was like, no, we're mad because you ruined everything. Like you didn't you decimated it.
By the way, I don't mind our business being ruined, Kara. We don't mind. Creative destruction. Ruin my business, but make it better. You ruined the business and made it worse.
Yeah, I think it's because they don't really care whether it's cat pictures or journalism. I think that's really at the heart of it. I've always thought of that from the very beginning. I think that's neither here nor there. The issue is what can, at this point, I feel as if two things. One is we kind of owe Donald Trump a debt of gratitude for being such a bad behavior on all these platforms, had such bad behavior, because he's shown that they don't have control of that. He can run around and do whatever he wants, and there's no enforcement. That was one of the documents, is that there are these special whitelists for people that they said was very rare, but turned out to be not very rare at all. So that some people could misbehave and others couldn't. And I think there's a lot of revelations in all the documents. So we do owe Donald Trump a debt of gratitude for misbehaving so badly that it became very clear that he was running rampant over these platforms and they weren't enforcing their alleged rules. The second thing is that we can do something about it. There is a smaller and smaller window as these companies get richer and more powerful, but it can be done, and it's been done before. And I think one of the things at this point, I'm not even blaming Facebook. I'm blaming Congress for not doing anything. Yeah. Other nations have done things. Other states have done things, but our Congress still has not. Now, there's some great legislation coming, and if they pass it, that would be fantastic. There's bipartisan support, and they just have to get it through. Even though they can't agree on lunch, they can probably agree on this.
Well, good day. Welcome to Meet the Press Daily. I'm Chuck Todd. Facebook's problems have, in a phrase, gone viral. Keeping up with all the news stories, warnings, leaked documents, revelations, and the consequences of it all has been like trying to drink from a fire hose for the average news consumer. Just in the last 24 hours, we've seen another cascade of reporting from those whistleblower documents about at least how staff at this social media company grew increasingly alarmed by its algorithm's impact on media companies. In a nutshell, Facebook and their decisions to amplify divisive and toxic content ended up translating into perverse incentives for media companies that relied on Facebook for traffic. To do what? Pump out, yes, more divisive and toxic content. That was the incentive structure Facebook knowingly created. There are the revelations about Facebook researchers knew that its users were experiencing a barrage of extreme, conspiratorial, and graphic content. In fact, in one case, they went ahead and created a test user with interests in the following three things: politics, parenting, and Christianity, only to see Facebook's algorithms recommend she join groups dedicated to QAnon. Are you kidding me? Those are just two recent headlines amid a sea of recent reporting. There's been an eye-opening chronicling of the many, many problems and perils of a runaway social media ecosystem that, as Facebook whistleblower Frances Haugen put it, prioritizes profits over people. When she testified before UK lawmakers this week, she again sounded the alarm about the platform's intentional promotion of divisive content.
An ad that gets more engagement is a cheaper ad. We have seen that over and over again in Facebook's research, it is easier to provoke people to anger than to empathy or compassion. And so we are literally subsidizing hate on these platforms. It is cheaper substantially to run an angry, hateful, divisive ad than it is to run a compassionate, empathetic ad.
All because it's what goes viral. So she's specifically talking about an ad. But don't forget, Facebook created this system that did this. She could have been talking about any content on the platform. And remember, with 3 billion users, Facebook is just as much an economy as it is a platform. At the core of Haugen's testimony was a warning of Facebook's power and its ability to exert that power.
When an oil spill happens, it doesn't make it harder for us to regulate oil companies. But right now, Facebook is closing the door on us being able to act. Like, we have a slight window of time to regain people control over AI. We have to take advantage of this moment.
And while plenty of people, lawmakers, regulators seem to agree that we're facing a major problem here, there's currently no clear roadmap from our leaders on how to fix it. That's a major problem in and of itself, and that falls on Congress. As America's lawmaking body, however, Congress is moving at a glacial pace, and that's fast compared to how they should be moving. You want some proof? Believe it or not, some version of a basic Bill of Rights, digital Bill of Rights on your privacy online has been floating around Congress since the days of dial-up internet, AOL and Prodigy, way back in 1999. But nobody's actually put it into law.